So there's a new coach for Collingwood. I don't know how new, I don't give a shit. But apparently the old coach was a super hard, punishy, positive punishment. So that's adding punishment sort of dude. They had to be in bed by 7, no drinking, all this kind of thing. And when they'd watch the tape, he'd go, no, wrong, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And the new dude is like, good, more of that. Yes, good, more of that. And we'll book out the entire pub so that they can hang out and drink and socialise and bond, yeah? So team building. And they said that it's bringing the fun back into the game. And because of that, they're playing better. I don't know how well they've been playing or whatever, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but also, I don't care. So whatevs. This isn't about sports. Now, the point that I would like to make is, in the example of catching a ball, if someone goes and fumbles and drops the ball, and you go, wrong, they're going to go, yeah, I know I'm supposed to catch it, and I dropped it. And they're like, yeah, don't drop it. Dropping it is stupid, you're an idiot. And I'm right, because I know you're not supposed to drop it, and you should catch it. And so the person who drops it goes, yeah, okay, fine. And that's how we were raised, our generation, Gen X and late Gen Y, because of the post-war, discipline and army training that the grandparents had, right? So then they parented their kids like this, break them down to build them up. They didn't know that that's what they were doing, but that's how they'd been trained to be military, to not just to get through the basic training, but also to be able to kill other people. Don't question, just do the tasks. Your emotions gradually become less important. You just do the push-ups, you do the run, you do the punishments. If someone falls asleep, then everyone in the platoon gets punished, and you go, okay, we're doing this punishment now. And you don't argue, and you just suck it up, right? And that was cool for that. That was cool for sending people to war. But that parenting handed down, my whole generation has depression, anxiety, and a variety of personality disorders. Don't get me started. But, that's why I do what I do. I'm interested because it sucked, right? So there's pros and cons to everything. Anyway, the point is, don't drop the ball, idiot. And I was like, yeah, okay. You have to kind of consent to the punishment. So that gives the self-righteous parent / teacher / punisher this inflated sense of self, this self-righteous dopamine hit. So we kind of enable the bullying by consenting to the punishment. And that was the thing a lot of us discovered in the 90s was like, no, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. We raged against the machine, and there was this payoff to it because the bully didn't get the the significance boost, because at some point we were like, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve this power over me that makes you feel good. The punishment has to fit the crime. They say the kid rides his bike and forgets to put his helmet on, so the parent confiscates the Nintendo. And it's like, that punishment, it's got nothing to do with it. It's just like, I'm angry, so I'm going to hurt you. And then hopefully you'll magically correct your behavior by thinking of the positive solution to that behavior. I'm going to come back to that with the catch. But if you're going to ride your bike without your helmet, then you can't have your bike, and you take the bike off them. That makes sense. And the kid's like, okay, it's dangerous. Riding dangerous, no riding, 1 + 1 = 2. That kind of positive punishment, or that's negative reinforcement. It's taking away something to show the consequences. Yeah, so you're taking away the bike is negative. So catching the ball, if you just go, idiot, don't drop it, catch the ball, don't drop it. How? It's like, no, you just feel bad and I'll feel good, and then you'll learn to do a better job. Not really. It feels good to the bully, to the teacher, to the punishment delivering system. It's like, yeah, I'm right and you're wrong. And then the person who drops the ball goes, yeah, okay, you're right. And they consent to that dynamic, right? But realistically, if you want your team to win, or you want that person to learn, you have to correct the behavior with more skill, right? So are you trying to catch the ball with your hands? It's like, no, use your arms, stretch them out, or pull them in like the bread basket in footy, right? Is catch it like this. And that's how you teach little kids to catch. It's like, catch it like that, the bread basket. And it's easier. Instead of going, no, you did it wrong. Fuck you, you idiot, you retarded. Excuse me if you're not into that word. You go, catch it like this. This is the solution, right? This is going to increased performance. All right. And the thing with all of these like psychological interventions and stuff, it's so much more measurable with sport. So the law of attraction and manifestation and this is this hippie crap that, you know, I use it, so I'm not dissing it, but it's like, oh, I'm going to manifest this life, and that sports people have been visualizing for years and years, like seeing the shot go in, seeing the kick get past the goalie. And it's the feeling of succeeding coupled with that image makes us go, yeah, that's fine. We become okay with that outcome. Because before that, you might be going, oh, I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if I really deserve to succeed. But when we visualize it and we go, yeah, that's normal. You normalize the outcome as being like, yeah, that's fine. Of course we're going to win. The ball always goes in. That's how I see it in my mind most often. And it's generating like fake reference experiences of the outcome you want. And then just going, yeah, that's fine. That's normal. Just normalizing it. So realistically, if you want someone to catch a ball, you go catch it like this. And then if they can't actually do 100 reps of catching it and going, oh yeah, I can catch this. You could even just visualize it, like do the bread basket, see it landing in your arms, and you go, ah, sick, I caught it. Dopamine hit, or oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, whatever we imagine the outcome, right? So rather than like, no, you did it wrong, and then they go, and they keep fumbling because they're anxious, they're nervous, they don't know how to catch it. What's up, Ben? They don't know how to catch it, so they go, the ball's coming here, drop. Oh, I dropped it again. Like, I told you not to do that, you idiot. I went on a couple of dates with this woman, and she was telling me this dude brought his kids on they had a family holiday, and they both took their kids, and he said to her, I'm toilet training this one. He would have been 2 or 3 or something. And she goes, well, we could just go get some nappies, like there's a local supermarket, and then we don't have to worry about it. And he goes, no, I've told him, hold it. And it's this self-righteous parenting thing, like, no, I'm the authority, and I said, don't piss your pants. What happened? The kid wet the bed, and then she said, and then he was just really angry with the kid, like he's like, I told you, blah blah blah. And it's this authoritarian parenting, self-righteousness. It's just bullying. It's just revenge. It's, I don't like what you did, so I'm gonna just torture you for a little bit. And that parenting, it's just, yeah, okay, fine, they didn't know any better back then, but like, if we're still doing it now, we're just letting our feelings parent. The kids are gonna have depression and anxiety, no wonder that they're doing mindfulness at school, is people are still getting it wrong. They're still not correcting their behavior with the good one. So in that instance, he almost did it right. He said, no, hold it. Don't piss your pants, hold it. He gave him a potential solution. It's just a dumb solution. Like, hold it for how long? Hold it until you get to the toilet. Hold it until you come tell me, and then I'll take you to the toilet, would have been the best case scenario. But he kind of set the kid up to fail, right? And I wonder if a part of him subconsciously knew that he would be able to get angry, and that's like a de-stressing thing for people who are dicks, basically. And I'm not a rageaholic. My anger's very repressed and passive aggressive and stuff, because I believe it's wrong to be angry at people like that. I think it's 2 degrees too abusive, and it's, if things escalate, one person's angry, the other person gets angry, and you're 2 degrees away from the police getting called. So I think it's unacceptable to be overtly angry like that. And I think to do it to a child and to get a significance boost from doing it to a child is pathetic. And it's, okay, we all have our fucking moments. And I know that if you're really tired, you don't always get to make the correct decision. And we're discussing that in the men's group I was running, that, yeah, there's different conflict resolution styles, there's different parenting styles, and you're not always in the right frame of mind to pick the right one, but knowing there's this one and you'd prefer to do this one, it's like, how do we do that? Regulate, relate, then reason. That's the thing. Regulate. We need to calm ourselves before engaging in a situation, right? And that shit will get you killed on the street as well. Like, bouncers don't go like, I'm just going to fire up at this dude. They're like, mate, we need you to leave. They calm themselves down and they speak calmly and stuff, because they know if they come in hard, the other dude's going to come back at them hard, and people are going to get stabbed and shot and stuff. They know that, and so they don't do that, right? Regulate, relate, reason. One of the times we had Abby with us, I heard this crying and stuff, and it was just bothering me from my room, so I was like, I'll just bust in and break the dynamic, whatever's going on between them two. And Lola was not in the room with Abby. Abby was in the dark eating spaghetti, and I turned the light on, and she goes, turn the light off. I'm like, what the hell? So I turn it off. And I go into Lola's room and she's sitting there she's regulating. She's like, this is not working. I just need a minute to, and then I can deal with this. And I was like, yeah, correct. Totally. Like, okay, what's happening? She wants to eat spaghetti in the dark. I was telling her that's ridiculous. She's going to spill red sauce everywhere. It's going to go on the table. It's going to go on the placemat. It's going to go all over her clothes. But she wanted to eat in the dark. I don't know, maybe just to see what it was like. And so they got into a little argument, and then there's crying, and she's like, you're not listening. And she's like, I'm not listening either. Just goes off, calms down. Luckily, I was able to get involved. So I just went and sat there. We're just sitting in the dark, and it's just like, she's just eating spaghetti in the dark, right? And then Lola calmed down, and she came in, and she's like, all right, now I can parent you, right? And to me, that's just the perfect example. It's a funny story as well, but it's regulate yourself, then relate to them. Like, I understand what you're doing right now is this spaghetti thing, but we also have to have a bath and blah, 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 from, making eye contact and putting your hand on them and being close to them and stuff. It's like yelling at them, put your shoes on, from across the house. It's like, no wonder they don't do it. They're like, yeah, whatever, dickhead. I'm going to finish playing this game and then I'll discuss it with you, Just relate, yeah? Regulate, relate, reason. And we can't reason if we're dysregulated, and we can't reason if we haven't connected to them and related to them and see it their way. Yeah, and we use the video game heaps to bribe her. Like, hey, if you eat your spaghetti and concentrate, you'll get 40 minutes on the game. But the longer you take, it's half an hour, it's 20 minutes. It's like... And it's like this incentive to concentrate, because she just gets bored. She's just like, eating's boring. I want to go over there and I want to put the TV on. And, I just remembered my colouring book, so I want to go get that. And it's like, can you just eat your dinner? And it's like, she's not on the agenda of the adult timeline of tasks. She's just living in the moment and stuff. So we have to, like, steer her. Like, do you want more Roblox? Do you want more? And she's like, yeah, hell yeah. I want the most Roblox. We're like, cool, we'll sit down. She's like, true, yeah. And in the back of her mind, she's like, I get spaghetti and Roblox. That's, us empathizing with her. So anyway, that works way better for performance. What I was talking about, catching the ball, performance, right? Is getting the job done, instead of like, fuck you, you're stupid, you're not doing what I want. I feel good because I'm right and you're wrong. Doesn't teach anyone how to do anything. Look, that's probably enough. I think I've finished my rant. I feel my general sense of relief of getting things off my chest. And I'm sorry that it sounds self-righteous. And a lot of the time I'm like, should I even make these videos? Because I sound like a fucking turd. But it's psychology.